Hello everyone, my name is Irvin Buckner. For those of you that haven't watched my past videos, today I'll be talking about my overall takeaway about studying abroad in Norway at the International Summer School. And I guess I'll start by saying that it's safe to say that this past summer has been one of my most memorable summers. Um, just because of the amount of learning I had, the amount of fun, and the overall cultural exposure I had. It was just an unforgettable experience. I guess I'll be talking about what it meant to be an American studying in Norway, and I guess I'll start by talking about a little bit about the classes first, and comparing the U.S. Uh, system and format of teaching to Norway. Um, there was really not that many differences. It's really a lecture format. Once you go to class, the professor will talk for most of the time, and then you do have your little group discussion and things like that. I guess going along that line, I do want to talk about how important those class discussions were. Wow, it was so great, to read the books and to listen to the professor and to get that material. I guess the the most fruitful conversations and the things that I'll always take with me are those class discussions. And the reason being is that there were about 90 countries represented within the student body studying abroad in Norway, and we each had the privilege of not only sharing our own experiences, but we got to hear, um, you know, different stories from all over the world from other people. So it really just enhanced our learning. What we read in the textbooks was great, but it was such an unforgettable experience to learn, from people that have experience in things, firsthand. People from Eastern Europe, from Africa, from Latin America. It was just, it was perfect. Um, I guess, um, so I guess, what I noticed as an American, going to Norway. I don't know if it was influenced by one of my courses. So I took Scandinavian government and politics and gender equality. But I guess the thing that I noticed was the fact that the gender dynamics are really different in Norway, and that was really interesting. Um, right away, you notice that Norway prides themselves for being really equal um, with regards to gender. And I actually had the opportunity to do like field work, really examining like who takes care of the children, um, what are the wages, salary gaps, all that, and it really shows that they really put an effort into making it equal. It shows in the political participation and the educational system, and it's great. Um, and I feel like a lot of countries should model after the current model that Scandinavia in general has going on. So that was a really interesting thing. Um, I guess a little advice I would give for students applying to ISIS is that really take advantage of everything that the staff offers you. Um, they're really putting a lot of effort into what they're doing. Um, it's it goes by really quick. It does. Like it felt like a week and a half for me. I was there for 6 weeks doing the summer term, and there were just so many things to do. I feel like the outdoors, there was hiking, water rafting, camping, just you name it. And I was really fortunate because this past summer, it was the warmest summer in Norway in past 50 years or so. So it was just perfect to go after class, go to the lake or things like that. I mean, people in Norway were happy. They don't get that often, so it was great. I think a weird thing or a really cool thing was the fact that the sun didn't go down until like 2 a.m. at times, just because it's summer and they're so up north. it was great just to be outside. um, you really do build long-lasting relationships. I really have a great story, a personal story. The first day I met my roommate, he walked in, and then he was from Brazil. His name is Pedro, and then uh, he told me he was gonna study in the United States in the fall. I was like, oh, that's great. Where are you going? And he told me UC Berkeley, and I was like, nah, like, can't be true. And I told him like, I go to Berkeley, and then he didn't believe me at first. I told him until and it's great. He's actually at Berkeley right now in the fall, which is awesome. It was not planned. Like, he didn't write that in his application or anything. It just randomly happened, which was great. I mean, we're great friends now, and I go up to Berkeley sometimes, go check up on him. It worked out well. I actually also met another girl that is a student at Berkeley. Her name's Victoria, and I had no idea she was doing ISS. I guess since we have different majors. But overall, it was a great experience. I mean, a big piece of advice, I guess, concerning the classes is really know what you're gonna take going into the program, and why. Like, if you're going to fill your an elective or upper division, or if you're just going for the experience, it's important to know how many classes to take and things like that. I guess for me, I really enjoyed both of my classes, but for example, my gender equality class was a master level course that most of the people there were just taking that course by itself, just because of the amount of reading and research involved. It was offered as a bachelor course as well, but the only difference was that the bachelor people had only, they could just write 2 pages less, but throughout it was the same rigor. So that was I guess difficult for me, I guess, to balance, but I mean, it wasn't a big deal. But just make sure you know what classes you're gonna take, and get them approved like early. For me, just because the application came in late and all that, like, I really had a difficult time getting it approved by LNS and knowing that they would actually count towards my major and things like that. So if you want to study anywhere, make sure you apply early. Make sure that LNS and your major advisor approves the courses for you to get some credit, or if you're just going for the experience, you're fine. But get that all done out of the way so you don't have to worry about all that when coming back and things like that. Um, but overall, it was unforgettable experience, and I would really vouch for anyone interested to really give it a try. I guess personally for me, I chose Norway just because it's really not your typical destination of Western Europe, or you know so it was great. And while you're in Norway, like, I would suggest you travel around Scandinavia. Go to Sweden, go to Denmark. It's really fun. Go to Bergen, which is in Norway, and I think they always offer, like, that weekend trip. So you definitely have a lot of time, a lot of free time, but do focus on your classes, because I mean, obviously you're going there to learn and to pass your courses, but it's not every day you're in such a beautiful country. So really just balance your time well. I guess that's some advice that I would give you. um, I'll probably make another video. I always forget something at the end, but I guess summarizing everything. Yes. Okay. Thank you.